Hello, my fellow human beings. Welcome to An Act of Courage. You know, I love doing this. My name is Julia, and I am so excited to be here today. Today is gonna be a little bit different than other times. I just want to go through what generally looked like for me. So some highlight, some tough time, some acts of courage I have done to really normalize that life is tough, life is complex. And there is days that you feel on top of the moon, and there is days that are just rough and you're just, want to hide under a rock. And that's okay, one doesn't exclude the other. And also, if you have bad days, doesn't mean that you are not healing and you're not improving. Again, our goals here is to improve, not to be perfect. My goal here is to just fully be myself. So don't let anything stop me from doing what I really want to do. Even though, I'm gonna tell you shortly how I had some panicky moment where, I was going to drop everything, but I didn't, one day at a time. Yay! This is the most beautiful. I just have some notes and actually my agenda to go through and actually remember what happened. If I look down, it's because my gorgeous cat is there and she's being weird. I had some beautiful, deep chat with one of my dearest friends. I feel like one of the most wholesome moments I had was literally at the beginning of the month. I think it was literally the first week where we were at the park sitting on a bench for who knows how long, because when we start talking, to be honest with you, I don't know, but the time it just goes so fast, and I'm just like, come on, how it's possible? It was like 7 a.m. and now it's 2 in the afternoon. It's just like, where did this time go? Talking. That's why my voice is hurting. But yeah, so yes, so on my diary actually says was Sunday, the first Sunday of the month. I met her, so we were just like really deep talking, into each other. And at one point, I can feel like this presence, and she can feel it too. So we turn, and there is this man near to our bench where we're sitting, and we're like looking like, how can I help you? What do you want? And he says to us that he has been going around the park for 5 times, and every time he sees us, we look at each other like we're mesmerized. Literal word, mesmerized, which I think is beautiful. It's my favorite word now. We are mesmerized by each other like long lost friends. How beautiful is that this stranger could see how much my friend and I adore each other, and he just wanted to tell us. I feel like it's been my more wholesome memory from this month. And I want to go through also the acts of courage I have done. So acts of courage for me are literally anything small or big, but that takes an act of courage. So I'm consciously know I need to be courageous right now to do. So you will see there's some stuff that maybe for some people will be sillier, like, hey, I do this every day. But for me, for how I am, how self-aware I am, it takes courage, okay? So the first one was literally on the first day of the month. So on the 1st of January, it wasn't my choice, but my beautiful sister decided to give me a video call with all the family there, which, you know, I adore them. So I was actually really happy. But among all these people, there was one person that I care so much, but we had a fallout few years back. I felt really hurt, so I haven't talked with this person for, I would say, maybe 4 or 5 years. But my sister made me talk with her. I didn't really have a chance, right? But I'm actually so happy she did. But yeah, so the first thing that happened was this person triggered me a little bit, because the first thing they told me when they saw me after all this time was, oh, you put on some weight. It's like, thank you, ouch. You know, like, literally, felt a little bit stabbed, you know, especially because it's a topic, I'm gonna do a video about it, that is a topic a little bit sensitive for me. So at that moment, I made the courageous decision to, instead of let it kill me, just actually speak out loud my mind and say, hey, this is not okay. You haven't talked to me in years, and this is the first thing you want to say to me. You could have said so many things like, how are you? How have you been doing? What's been the highlight of your last 5 years? What's been your struggle? How's work? Like anything, right? But you decide to say this, and you don't know how this hurts me, because it's a very sensitive topic for me. So I don't want to this be the first thing you tell me. But anyway, I told her so, which took a lot of courage for me, but I want to stand up for myself. I want to speak my mind. So yeah, that was my first act of courage, and I really love that happened, because yeah, it gave me a chance to reconnect with this person which I really loved and care about. And you know, I'm learning to accept people as they are. And so yeah, that was a great challenge, a great first challenge of the year. On the 2nd of Jan, I have posted on LinkedIn something that I called Beyond the Resume. So I've been trying to look for a job since I resigned from my previous work, but I have to be honest, I have been struggling, not for the amount of job out there, but more because of what I want. I spent half a year really focusing on my healing, becoming clear on what I want and what I don't want. So I don't want to work for a company that doesn't care about their people, staff, clients, environment. And I want to work for a company that really celebrates me, my skills, what I bring there, that supports me. So I've been very selective. Sometimes I found something on Seek and I say, oh, this could be good. But after I go and see what their employee says about them, and it's like, oh, this is like literally what I just left, and I just don't want to work for it, right? I'm gonna create this Beyond the Resume, where I talk a little bit more about who I am as a person and what I want from a company. So instead of thinking, oh, a company, please hire me, I actually have skills. I am very good at my job. I know what I bring to a company. So I'm like, you know what? Any company would be winning the lottery hiring me. So I'm actually in power, you know, because I don't want to give my skills to everyone. I want to give my skills to someone and really use them for good. So I created this and I posted it on LinkedIn, and for me it felt like an act of courage, because yeah, I was like standing up for myself and say, you know what? It's not like, oh, you choose me. It's like, I choose you if you are a good company, if you meet my criterias. So yeah, that felt very empowering. So the week after, just a reminder, actually, my goal with the acts of courage is to do as many as possible. Again, I want to set up myself for success, not for failure. So I don't have a specific number, just, as many as I want. So the second week of Jan, I actually done, I can see quite a few. I actually have 4 acts of courage. Yeah, so on Monday, just to give a little bit of a background story, uh, I live near this alleyway, and I'm always very self-aware. I always like to be safe, look over my shoulders, and this specific place I like to pass to go to this nearest supermarket I have, but kind of really challenge my sense of safety, because once I enter it, it's gonna be very hard for me to kind of escape it, because it's kind of confined, so I don't have any pretty much anywhere to run, so I'm very, very mindful of that. So on this specific day, there was some people there that, to be honest with you, I was pretty scared of, and I was like my brain was really like thinking very like fast, like, oh my gosh, what should I do? Oh my gosh, should I go back? Oh my gosh, also because I saw them kind of last minute, so I was like, okay, this could be your act of courage. I literally thought that. That's literally what came up in my mind. I was like, okay, this could be my act of courage for the day. You pass through next to these people, and we're just gonna hope for the best. We're just gonna hope that you're gonna be alive in the next 5 minutes. Okay? So I did, and as you can see, I'm here today telling you about it, which means I'm alive. The day after was my mom's birthday, and we were like talking, and just to give you a little bit of background, my mom and I are not really close. We had really our challenges through the years. We really had difficulty understanding each other, I'm actually planning to do a video in the future about like forgiving your parents and accepting how they are. So maybe I'm gonna talk a little bit more about this. But yeah, for the challenge for me on the day was actually tell my mom I am proud of her, as is something that I would not normally do. I think I never told her like, yeah, I'm proud of you, or like I even struggle sometimes, like now in more recent times I tell her I love her, but yeah, it's something that like I don't know, there's still that it's like something that we don't tell to each other. But that day I really felt so proud of her. She has followed her dreams, so I was just like I just felt it, like I am so proud of her, and I just wanted to tell her. But for me, it felt like an act of courage to actually tell her, hey, you might just seen pass my cat. The day after was my first video on YouTube. Now, why this was an act of courage? Because, look, I'm honest, I know my video are not the best. I know I'm learning editing just literally on the go. Like, I'm experimenting with things, seeing what it works for me, what it doesn't. If you have feedback, please send it through what you didn't like. I really got some from my friend that, maybe I'm, changing too much, and just like calm down with these changes. So, for being an ex-perfectionist, for me to put out a product that I know is not the best of the best, it's a challenge. This perfectionism stopped me so many times in my life from doing what I wanted to do. So my point here is with this YouTube channel is to be myself and still put things out, even though I know they are not perfect, they are not to the level I want them to be. But again, my goal has to be improving, not being perfect. This is like a reminder for myself, out loud, saying it out loud. Yeah, so, and I can kind of see the improvement, like I remembered like the first video I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? I'm talking with alone with a camera. I'm like a robot. I'm so uncomfortable right now. But still doing it and still showing up. That is what I want to do. And in the third one I got a little bit chiller. Yeah, I got away with this crazy cutting, mixing. But I don't know, I had fun. That's important because I feel like at the end I'm doing, really this for myself. I have no expectation that anyone is gonna watch it. I do hope my niece maybe when she grow up and she needs somebody to give her a little bit of a pep talk, she might watch this. But yeah, improvement, no perfection. And the day after my act of courage was telling actually one of my dearest friend that I did open this. Even though I was like fully embarrassed and I was thinking, oh my gosh, what the heck am I doing? Who do I think I am? But I have Florence given in my head saying, if not you, then who? So I was like, you know what? Don't think about it. Just do it. But that's how we're dealing with this. Do it. Don't think about it. We're, just show up. Fantastic. So the week after, I have not done much. I published the episode 2 after I had a little bit of a hard time because actually some of my friends find it. So I'm gonna talk a little bit more shortly. And the day after was my last act of courage for this month, well, until today. Today is the 23rd of Jan, so I still have a week to go. So, I might do maybe some more, maybe not, who knows. But again, the point is to as many as possible, not a specific number. So the day after, actually, I did one of my favorite acts of courage, which... Now, this might sound silly to some people and like, hey girl, I do this, every day. Why is an act of courage for you? But for me, it was because I'm always so self-aware of my surrounding, how people could perceive me, how I would look. So for me, doing it was an act of courage. So that day I went to Hyde Park, which is my favorite park. And I always wanted to just lay down on a bench and look up at the trees. But, I'm always self-aware. There's so many people here, going around the park, look at me, strange. Sweetie, I am talking. So this is the screamer. This is Ellie. You can see she doesn't like to be grabbed. But, yeah. So if you heard a scream, it was her. But yeah, so I was out to Hyde Park and I said, you know what, this is gonna be my act of courage for the day. And I don't know why, but when I say it in my mind, I kind of give myself courage and I go ahead with it. So one of my favorite songs at the moment on, which is Sun Bleach Flies by Ethel Cain, which probably I'm gonna show you here because if you haven't listened to it, go and listen it. Oh, beautiful. But yeah, so I was listening to this song laying on, sorry, my cat likes to rip paper. So I was literally laying on this bench, listening to this song that makes me feel every feeling in the world, looking up at this tree that, the wind was so strong that was making all these leaves move and I could feel the breeze, and it was just such a magical moment. I'm feeling pretty proud because I have done quite a few things that weren't easy for me. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty proud of myself. But now I also want to talk about the challenges I had this first month. I can pinpoint three specific moments this month that I really struggled with. One of which was when I decided to create an Instagram page to go with the channel, but for some reason in my mind I thought no one will ever find it, right? Because how could they, it doesn't have my name, doesn't have my email address, so I don't know. Yeah, I was naive, okay? I was naive, I know now. But I thought that no one will ever find me, right? No one that I know, because if I don't give you the name, you won't be able to find it. Was I wrong? Yes, I was. Because I woke up the day after opening the channel and actually found a couple of notifications from my very, very dear friends that they start following me. So I had, well, I would call it a panic attack. To start with, I literally was in the bathroom and I started like screaming at my partner, and she was just so confused because it's like how did you not expect this to happen? And I was just like, I don't know, I was just so sure that would not happen. But of course the algorithm had other plans, and now I'm grateful that did, because it challenged me to overcome this. But on the day I really had a really, really, really tough day, because I was panicking, because in my mind it's like, it's okay, if like strangers see this video and they will judge me, they'll think, oh, these videos are terrible, oh my gosh, this girl, the way she talks, I hate it. I'm okay with it. But like my friends, the people I love, I care about, and I care of course about their opinion, it's different, and it's like, it made it real for me in the moment, that like, oh, people that I know I have just randomly make video on the internet. And yeah, and also I feel like the perfectionist in me, of course, knowing that this video put out are not to the level I want them to be, are not as perfect as wanted to be, it's a challenge for me. But yeah, so I spent literally the whole day thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna delete it so no one can see it. I was like, I just don't want to know have anything to do with it anymore. It's just literally, I wanted to die. I was like, I just want to die right now. I just want to die. Because I'm dramatic, because I have a Libra rising. So yeah, a little bit of dramaticity there. But yeah, thank God I woke up the day after feeling much better, and I'm just, think about it calmly when I was, chilled after spending the whole day busy trying to don't think about it. And I was like, look, the goal with you opening this was for you to be yourself, even when you feel uncomfortable, despite of judgment from other people, despite of the fear, despite of all the things that stop you from being who you are, and just really feel free to express yourself in any way, also the weird, the non-make sense ways. So yeah, I'm not really grateful they did, and it's so funny because like my friends following me, maybe they're just like amazing people, that's why I love them, and they just wanted to support me, and follow me. But to me it's like, oh no, they're just gonna judge me, this is so bad, this is like literally the end of the world case scenario. But yeah, so that was the first one. The second moment I had was, I had a job interview literally 2 days ago, and I think it went very well, but the challenge was, I had this interview with 2 people, one of which she was incredible, fantastic, I love her, I wanted to be her bestie, but the other person, it was like, like struggling to look me in the eyes. So I felt really triggered because I was like, you know, I talk to you, I look at you, we're having this conversation, and I'm like, you know, I can be very like coming across like a very strong, very confident, which, you know, work-wise I am, to be honest with you, because I know my skills, so like what I bring to the table and all of that. But to me, it's like it really triggered me because I projected all my insecurity on this person that wasn't, you know, for whatever reason, looking me in the eyes. And, you know, for me at the time, it was just like, no, this is no, like you can't not look me in the eyes, you know. But yeah, thank God I have a dear friend that she's like, you know, my calm when I'm in the storm. And she made me realize that probably, you know, this person might be a tech bro and maybe just not feeling comfortable like looking at people in the eyes, might not have the social skills that I have coming from a customer service background. So, you know, like there could be so many reasons why he wasn't looking me in the eyes. But yeah, me, I got triggered and I was like, I couldn't understand, you know, I couldn't understand for like a few hours, to be honest with you. But yeah, that was it. Literally, the key is like for me to calm down and see the different person point of view, the different options, which is not like the only worst case scenario that it's the first one that comes up in my mind. And yeah, that solved the problem. Now really happy. Hopefully they hire me, you know. And the last one might sound a little bit silly because you might have not noticed I'm not a blondie anymore. I am back to pretty much my natural color, but it wasn't by choice. So there was a lot of things happen during the weekend. The bleach is the worst thing in the world. I don't think I'm gonna be a blonde anymore in my life, at least in this lifetime, because it was terrible. I always have some type of reaction, but like this time I think it was really, really bad. And I just couldn't keep it on. I just had to remove it literally almost right away. So yeah, we're not gonna be platinum anymore. But once that happened, I didn't feel ready to go back to be a brunette just yet. I knew I was going to do it sometime this year. I didn't know when, and I wasn't expecting to be literally in January, the first, you know, straight away. So when that happened, I was like, okay, you know, I always wanted to be copper, to try copper. I think I would be cute. So yeah, let's try, you know, I was like having these expectations on how I would look like. So I did this color and it was like, it's like, God damn it, I'm on fire. I don't like it. So I went to a shop that sells products for the hair. And they recommended me some stuff. So when I got home, I did it 9, not good. So at that point I was pretty disappointed and I was, you know, starting to stress out a little bit because it's like, gosh, it's like in 3 days I need to be decent. I need to, you know, feel good with myself so I can nail the job interview. So at this point we get to Sunday, which places open at 11 here. So I was like, okay, very patient, did my research, how to deal with this. Okay, we're gonna go to this place again to get other stuff. We get there, this place is closed. So I'm panicking a little bit because, well, I had to do a lot of DIY. Didn't work. So I went so many times to the chemist. But yeah, I come back home, I do this new procedure, and I, you know, hopeful, really hopeful that somehow it will magically all work out in the end. It doesn't. It doesn't. Somehow I get pink / orange pink hair. And I'm just like, but how did this happen? I decided I had to go dark to cover up this pink that would not be lifted anyway other than bleach. or color remover, but I couldn't use them because otherwise my hair will literally fall out. I lost so much hair during these 4 days that honestly I don't know how I would need a few years now to recover them. But yeah, so bleach wasn't an option, so I had to go dark. So I was pretty upset because yeah, it was like wasn't the plan, you know, wasn't the original plan. So I was a little bit like yeah, a little bit sad. But strangely enough, when I do it, I actually look myself in the mirror and I can, in a way, recognize myself. I can see myself, and I was kind of happy, and I felt like I am back to the beginning. This thought came to me. I'm like, I am back to the beginning, but I am not the same person that I was at the beginning. It's like I've gone through this healing cycle to get back to this. I was listening to some songs, some Hilary Duff songs, and there is this song that I absolutely love, which is called Come Clean. And I actually wrote down like a little bit of the first paragraph, which is, you know, I was like walking in the park with my new hair, and this came up, and I was like, you know, nothing happens just because. And it says, let's go back to the beginning, back to when the earth, the sun, the stars all aligned. 'Cause perfect didn't feel so perfect. Trying to fit square into a circle was no life I defy. You know? Yeah, I started reflecting why I was getting so upset about it, you know, like it's something that for me usually it's hair. I don't care, you know, I cut my own hair, it's like whatever happens, you know, their hair, they grow back. I realized that for me until the moment, last year I started coloring my hair because I was really struggling, like really struggling. I was in a toxic job that was really stressful, and I just was trying to have control on something, you know, and something I could control, and also in a certain way rebel was through my hair. So I had a variety of hair. I had, you know, half blonde, half brunette. I had half pink, half brunette. So, you know, I had fun, you know, I was like, yeah, I'm a rebel, you know, I also probably didn't want to be myself, but now I feel like I don't need to be someone else anymore. Now I am safe enough to be me, which makes me actually extremely happy, because one of the key for me through whole this process was just like really accepting myself, how I am in this stage in my life, not wanting to be any different. Like literally act of courage for me is all about fully, unapologetically, unconditionally accept where I am in my life right now, and not wanting to be different, not wanting to change who I am or how I am. I want to accept everything of me. Also the things that I think, other people think, society thinks are not right. I just want to fully embrace it. I just want to be me, you know, I just want to be me. Yeah, I'm really excited actually. I'm really excited. Not for this fly is bothering me. I have survived a fly attack and I am back. So that was a great first month of the year, and I can't wait to see what February will look like. Also, Year of the Horse, here we come. I am so ready to experience all the magic and wisdom that this month will bring. And if you are my niece watching this in 2046, I love you very, very, very much. From me and Ellie, bye to all of you, and thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.